with day number 3 against with round number 11 with FIDE World Teams Rapid and Blitz Chess Championship 2026 here. So winning of this one with also Pinoy of this one with the Philippines here. With that also with a team of Wizard Manpower in the Pilipinas here. With also with International Master in the Philippines here is Micheal Concio Jr. And also with a team of Caissa Hong Kong Chess Club with Grandmaster in Turkey is Alexander Ipatov here. So what do you think about this one with excellent and with best master of this one? So let's see of this one with blade chess here. White pieces against with Pinoy by International Master in the Philippines here. The name of this one is Micheal Concio Jr. here. So it means so he was a master of this one with the Philippines here. So he lives in the Philippines. And also so no more pictures here with Micheal Concio because I will put up this one with photo images here below here. So it means this is a name of this one with pictures. And also versus by Turkey by Grandmaster Alexander Ipatov. So black pieces here. So without day 3 and round number 11 here. So in this part of this video, you have analyzed of the standings after FIDE World Rapid and Chess Championship. So white plays Concio is d4. G6 by Alexander here. C4. Bishop G7. Knight C3. E6. So without E6 by this one with Alexander by next of pawn D5 here. And also with Concio is Knight F3 here. Knight E7 by Alexander by upcoming by next castling kingside here. And also with Bishop F4 with a team of Wizard Manpower with Pilipinas here with Concio with Bishop F4. And also pawn d6 with the team of Caissa Hong Kong Chess Club with Alexander Ipatov. And also queen d2. So strong move against that with queen d2 by this one with Micheal Concio with that upcoming by left side by queen side here. So castling queen side and with bishop by upcoming by move here with bishop to h6. So without blockings here, so move here with pawns. So cannot move up this one with pawns because this is a here by bishop here. And also with pawn h6 here to provide here by this one with Alexander to allow this one so cannot move up captured here. So realize here, so this is a movement by connected by pass pawn here. And also pawn e4, what a strong move. So with the idea here with the next of this one with rook d1. Rook d1 by next of strong powerful here. And also pawn a6 here by this one with Alexander here. Or maybe with that idea by next of this one with pawn b5. So this is a movement here. And also rook d1, what a excellent and precise by Pinoy by Micheal Concio. By next powerful by this one with pawn d5, very strong move here. And also pawn g5 controls by this one with Alexander threatening the bishop and with the backwards by Micheal Concio bishop e3 and also knight g6 here by this one by Alexander Ipatov. So this is a precise here by moves here. And also strong d5 by Concio. So strong move against with pawns with threatening the pawns here with black pawns by e6 here. And also knight d7 by this one with Alexander Ipatov here. And also strong h4 by this one with Micheal Concio. So this is a very strong move here because the h4, so this is a fun of this book line here. So realize here with the idea to threat the pawns and with closes by this one with h5 here. And also g4, very powerful by this one with Alexander Ipatov. So this is a strong move because the strong move here by g4 with the idea to threat the knight's disturbance going out of this out of this one with knights here. And also h5 with a precise here with the idea to threat the knights here because the pawns threats the knights and first pawns threats the knights here. Same by this one with both whites and white versus blacks here. And also knight ge5, so ignorance threatening the knights. So this is a brand X, so does not like of this computer engine here. So the ones are currently the perfect shot, the correct move. The first is pawn captured knights here. G takes f3. If you capture these knights here and also knight to e5, so knight e5 here, so it means if you capture this pawn with check here and also king capture pawn, so because umbrella of this one with kings here, So no need by this one with castling because this is a more kings here to capture here. And if you bishop f4 here, we threaten the knights here. So it means threats the knights here to controls by going out by knights. And also f takes captured. So that's the bishop and that's the rooks here. And bishop captured pawn. So this is a goods for completes once of this computer engine here. So this is a good slightly better for blacks. With that idea by Alexander Ipatov, so the ignorance by this one, knight ge5 to threaten the knights here. And with the Concio is knight captured here. Knight takes captured by Alexander and also bishop e2. Good move against provides here without idea to next castling. So castling king side here. And e takes captured. Knight takes captured and also bishop e6 by Alexander threatening the knights here. And Micheal Concio is pawn c5, so this is a new move from this according by master opening database. So this is the old main lines here, is f4 pawns is a old main lines here. So with c5 new move against novelty by this one with Micheal Concio here. And also capture this pawn by Alexander, bishop captured. So it means so bishop captured here. Why bishop captured? Because the bishop captured here by c5. So this is a connected by this one with targets here. So cannot allowed by castling king side here because this is a bishop here targets. So do not move by this one with castling here. And with also with Alexander here is bishop captured here. And also captured by Micheal Concio. And also queen f6. So provides here by this one with move controls against positional by Alexander. And also queen b4 by Concio. Without Micheal Concio with the queens with threatening the pawns here. Because this is a bishop by this one with Micheal Concio. So symbolize so target so cannot allowed by this one with castling here. Because this is a strong powerful by this one with Micheal Concio here. And also symbolize left side castling queen side by Alexander Ipatov here. And also bishop e7. What a strong powerful by Micheal Concio. Because bishop e7 here, so review. So bishop e7. This is a double attacks by diagonals here with dark square. Because the bishop with threats the queens and threats the rook, so double attacks here. And also queen f5 here by this one with Alexander Ipatov here. And also bishop captured one rook down against with Alexander Ipatov. So bishop captured by Micheal Concio and rook captured by bishop here and also rook h4. So with that rook h4 here with more of this one to strong powerful, so does not like of this computer engine by Micheal Concio here. So the best move, the currency the best is g3 here. So this is a g3. Because the realize here, so this is a provides here by good moves. So this is a good score, slightly better for whites here. So back there, this one is rook h4 by Micheal Concio here. And also queen g5 with that movement by threatening the rook. So this is a given bad move by Alexander. So the best move, the king must be active is king b8 is a king force here. So this is a goods for black's advantage because the king must be active here. So with a queen g5 here by Alexander Ipatov threatening the rooks. Okay, so the first guessing puzzle, what do you think about the best with Excelente with strong brilliant against Micheal Concio in the Philippines? So Team Wizard Manpower Pilipinas here. So while waiting for a couple of seconds and continue for that. Start. Thank you so much here. Bishop capture check. Excelente. What the strong. Look at evaluation bar. It's very perfect. Highest by strong master against with Micheal Concio. So bishop capture g4 check here. And also f5 with a push by this shield against protecting the kings here with threatening the bishop here. And also bishop backwards h3 and bishop to f6 with controls with queens threatening the rooks here. So it means so does not like of this computer. So look at evolution bar is very lowest here. So the best move this one is king b8 again. This is a miss his move by this one by Alexander Ipatov. So it means so bishop to f6. Okay, bishop f6 here with also with the queen threatening the rooks here. And Micheal Concio is rook f4 ignorance here. With that idea to bishop captured pawn with check, because this is a movement by this one with rooks here against with Micheal Concio. King b8, too strong by king must be active here. So look at this one. So this is a errors by chess clocks here. So technical by clocks here. So this is a provides by error. Rook captured pawn. So rook threatening the queens here. So provides here by attacks the pawns. I mean threats the queens. Sorry, I got wrong my notes. So it means rook threats the queens and provides here by this one two attacks. Queen g7 by Alexander here. Ignorance here. And also Micheal Concio is king f1. Bishop to e7 with the idea to bishop threatening the queens here. So this is a targets here by tempos attacks. Queen c3. Oh, queen c3 by Micheal Concio. What are plans here? Oh, by rook c1. So rook c1, queens threatening the pawns with check. So this is a more checks here because this is a slightly opposite color bishop. So opposite color bishop here. This is a slightly opposite. So opposite color bishop here. And also bishop f6 here. With bishop pins against that the queens. So because this is a bishop pins the queens. So this is a provides by knights here to targets against that without pins the queens. Queen g3 avoided here by this one without queen to queen. And avoided by queen h8 by this one by Alexander Ipatov. So it means in example here, without explain here, why don't we queen captured accepted? If you queen captured g3 here, and also f takes captured queen, why? Because this is a weak by ugliness pawn structure here. And also bishop to h8. So without opposite color bishop here, so this is a slightly opposite color. So this is a goods for examples. Okay, so back to this one is queen h8 by this one by Alexander Ipatov. And also pawn b3 by this one with Micheal Concio. Rook d6 against with movement here. So without rook d6. And also rook f4. So rook f4 by Micheal Concio. And also bishop g5 threatening the tempos attacks the rooks. Rook e4. Oh, rook e4. What's the plans? Oh, with rook knights here, threatening the knights. So threats the knights here by this one by continuations. So tempos attacks by targets. Knight f7 by Alexander, avoided here. And also bishop e6 by Micheal Concio, threatening the knights here. Knight d8 by this one by Alexander, threatening the bishop. And also pawn f4, threatening the bishop with dark square. Queen f6, huh? So with queen f6, so this is a lowest evaluation bar. So that's not like. So we don't need the best move. This one is knight captured here. Knight takes e6. So if you rook captured knights here, threatening with a rook to rook, so challenge by rook to rook here. And also queen to f8. So queen f8 here. So with queen f8 with idea 2 queens pawns here. So this is a queen threats the pawns and check. So provides here by this one with check because the bishop here. So it means you cannot move up this one with capture the bishop. So with the queens 5 pins with check here. So this is a more pins here. So it means if you queen to f2, to protects by this one with queens behind the kings here. And also bishop to f6 here. Okay, bishop f6. So this is a goods for once of this computer, for example here. I'm sorry I cannot take my bath because I'm tired by my frustration here. So let's go back here. So back there, this one is queen f6 by this one with Alexander Ipatov and Micheal Concio, queen f3. So it means, so let's review here. So it means, so So pawns, so cannot capture this bishop, so with the queens with pins with check here. So I'm sorry I forgot something by this one with analyze here. So queen f3 by this one with Micheal Concio to provides by this one to protect the pawns. Bishop h4 by Alexander and also g3. Okay, with g3 by continuations and c6 by this one threatening the pawns. So for example, in accept, so it means if your bishop captured here, bishop captured g3 and also queen captured here. So queen captured and king a8. So this is a example. So this is a not for examples by this one. So this is a lowest. Okay, so back to this one is pawn c6 by this one with Alexander Ipatov and also bishop h3 backwards by Micheal Concio. Capture this pawn, rook backwards e3. So rook backwards. Why rook backwards? Because the pawns threaten the rooks here. So provides here, so if you capture this one with rook, so it means rook captured here. So this is a provides by same by rook to rook. And so next of the move here is knight to f6 by Alexander here. And also capture this pawn. Knight d4 by this one with Alexander threatening the queens. And last shot by the without Concio is rook e8 check. So it means resigns by Turkish by Grandmaster Alexander Ipatov. So it means so without also with the technical here, so this is a provides by errors here. So cannot move of this one with chess clocks here. Okay, with the score of Micheal Concio with the Philippines 92.3 and with the Alexander Ipatov 84.1. So the winner of with a team of Wizards by Manpower in the Pilipinas by International Master Philippines, Micheal Concio. Congratulations. So with a team of this one with the Philippines here. Okay, so the next after the rapid here, so next proceed by this one with Blitz here. So choose by pool A, B, and C, D here. So it means pool A, B, C, and D. So I will choose of this one with best of these games here. And don't forget by game number 4 by Chess Face-to-Face Tournament 2026 between me versus Reston here. Okay, so I hope this part of this video. Thank you so much for watching. I'm MarkLogi17 aka IcoolMark17. Have a good day and keep safe. And don't forget my notification bells by bells here by subscribe by MarkLogi17 English speaking only and part 1. And don't forget by subscribe by notification bell by MarkLogi17 part 2 by Tagalog Sensi Bonus. And don't forget by views. So if you cannot watch up this one with my video, so I will post it by Cheesy here. So I will link by this one this in this copy link here. So it means, so don't forget by views and likes of this one with videos. So keep updates of this next chess updates. So it means bye bye.